Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is the replay of the Make-A-Wish 24-hour Le Mans conducted by Widdowmaker and his channel. He was also supported by GTOmega, who gave a lot of the prizes. With that, we've got a big thank you to say to everybody that took part. We've looked up the replay on YouTube and it isn't actually there, so I've taken the liberty of downloading this from Twitch, cutting it into 4 very equal parts and uploading it. Now it's up to you how much you watch or how much you don't. But a massive thank you has to go out to all the teams. Big Popper, Wheeling for Wishes, Fat Man, Sphinx, JB Design, or Far Call as they like to be called. The 420 Racing team, thank you very, very much. And the 2 Dutch teams, Smoky Pancake and BB's team, which the name eludes me, the Unstoppable Dutch. And also Wheeling for Wishes, which was the American team that joined us. Thank you very, very much everybody for what you put in. Everybody that made a donation, as you can see there at the top of this video, that's roughly where we started. And I'm in the process of just setting things up in that video in the right hand corner. You can see Sam starting to make some test laps. This is just currently focusing on Big Popper with the practice we had at the start. And very soon you'll see the stream start to get set up. I'll be about to go into setting the weather. Then we restart the stream to make the race go live. We're going to match it to the race start in France. We'll try and get the weather that's set as it is in France at the start of the race, and then what we'll try and do is go over onto try to make the time meet the weather. So I'm just going to hand you over to Widdowmaker on the stream and we'll leave you there. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you make it through to the end. As the drivers are sat in the grid at Le Mans, I'm just going through the process of needing to find a pen. I've got a pencil, that'll do me. I'm just about to go through and see who's made a donation in the last 15 minutes. And then we'll work out what's going to be doubled and go from there. So we did take some donations. The total's gone to 1,429. Thank you very, very much to everybody out there. Now, just with that, just before we go to the race, it's 10 to the hour. It's dry and sunny in Spain, France. And we're going to set the first portion of the race now to being dry. So the first 2 hours, 40 minutes will be dry. Sam, are you out of the pits? Are you in the pits? I need to restart the lobby, my friend. So I'm just going to take control, if that's all right. And then I'm going to set the grid. So I'm going to restart the lobby. I need to do this on a screen that I can actually see. Custom weather, and I'm going to set this first section to SO1, which is dry sunny. As we can see on the race start stream there, everything is good to go for a dry start, and then it will go random. So I've just reset the lobby, and now I'm going to set the grid start. Grid start order. So we are 9 minutes away from race start. We only have one car on the track, so I've just got to wait for everybody to just join. If everybody can join the grid, that would be tremendous. Do the setup. I'll just wait for everybody to join. And then as it's done, I will, Sam's done. I'm now just going to adjust the grid. Let's hope everybody's on. Only the drivers that need to be starting the race need to be on the grid. I think we know that. So Sphinx, where's Widdowmaker? There we are, second. So we will go to first place. You guys can't see this, it's on another screen. Team 420, which is going to be triple back. Which I can't see for this minute in time. Is triple back not joined? Let me go to screenshot no cam. .420's there. Ah, there he is. There he is. Well done. So Widdowmaker to the top. Sphinx down third. Big Popper. Yeah, Fat Man is just ahead of Big Popper. Bark Hall, which is JB Design. Then it's Big Popper. Then it is Unstoppable Dutch, which is BB. Then it is Wheeling for Wheels. And then it is done. So there's our starting grid order. The Le Mans drivers, we've missed the national anthem, but I do apologise. The guys are now actually wheeling around. If you guys want to jump on circuit and why does that still look like evening to me? I just need to just double check the settings and just find out. That should be afternoon. It is afternoon, so that's cool. It's just the ambience of the track. It'll reset when we start, won't it? So we can see by the cars going around the track that they are just doing their warm-up lap. If everybody wants to jump on track and just start to put some laps in, we will see that happening. I will go to spectator cam on the PlayStation 4. There's me getting confused with my PlayStation 4's got a black screen. It's not showing the current. I'm going to press enter and then try and find out why this won't view the screen. I'm going to jump out of the stream. Then my spectator cam needs to come back in. All I need is a technical issue right at the start, don't I? Here we go, we're back. Don't know why, but it's not playing. No. So Big Papa wants me to change the title of the stream. I can do that. Oh, come on, mouse. We're running out of time. I thought I'd done it properly at the start. Apologise for anybody that doesn't like that. Stream title's changed. That's done. Now I've got to try and get this. Oh, wrong controller. Flipping hell. That's why I need to put the PlayStation 5 controller out of the way. 4 minutes to race start. Just initializing on the PlayStation 4, which is creation. Oh. So in-house with Steve at his residence. Steve sat in his race rig with his helmet on. Is his Make-A-Wish friend Jodie. She's the Chief Development Officer for Make-A-Wish. Thank you for Jodie for being part of the day. Thank you for making Steve a happy man. Right, I think we are initialised and we're good. We're going to get to the live stream there. Come on. I don't know what. There we go. So we've got the racers. There's the 420 race team. There's Fatman and Fatman and Sons. There's Sam driving Widdowmaker 1. Big Popper in the... Oh, we're not actually doing this on screen, are we? Let's go back. Got to remember they've got to do it this way around. So there's 420. I don't know who the opening driver is. Can't remember off the top of my head. Then Fatman and Sons in the FAP. Widdowmaker 1 is being driven by Sam. Big Popper being driven by Big Popper in the fastest car out there today with the fastest livery. JB Designs. They are running the TS030. Don't hold it against them. It's the nicest livery today. It's got a fully chromatic variable flip change paint scheme. It's the best looking one. It might not be the fastest, but it's definitely the best looking. And we have the Dutch team there in the pit. Second Dutch team in the pit. Where's Wheeling for Wishes? Can't see Wheeling for Wishes. It's taken a little while for the PlayStation to just connect back up. Come on. There we go. One minute to race start, so they're just bunching the pack up now. Hope everybody is ready for this. Everybody needs to be on the track and be ready for race restart. I will be taking control from Sam very shortly and pressing go. As the drivers are scrolling through the Porsche curves behind the safety car, the pace car will peel off. Ready to go live. So a massive shout out to all the drivers today. Thank you very much. And for all those people that are going to make a donation or have made a donation, you're going to make a massive part of today. So as we look through, the races are bunched up. Sam, if you can now press start race. We are live. We are going to go, go, go. 24 hours non-stop at Le Mans. You've got 10-second warning, gentlemen. The 24 hours of Le Mans is live. Hoping everybody's got to the grid. It can't be drive, it's an afternoon start. Yes, please. We're just going to go to restart, guys. We're going to start again. Because it's actually brought up the wrong time. If you go to... Don't go to exit, just go to settings. If everybody can just jump out the lobby. This happens occasionally where the game decides it's going to do its own thing. I'm going to take over, Sam. Yeah, everybody's got to quit out the race, please. Everybody leave the track. And I guess there's people that can't hear us.
Yay, I won.
Please quit out the track, guys. You're delaying the restart. Please follow instructions, chaps. We can't restart till you've left the track. Big Blanket, can you? Thank you very much. It's clearly set as afternoon. Yeah. And then everybody in a moment has got to join the track and do their settings, and we'll go live again. I do apologise for this, folks. It is part of the parcel of what is GT7. It's a bit of a frustration, I'm afraid. The good thing is that the real live race has gone. Are they now live? Yeah, they're now live. They're racing. We're behind the start. I'm going to now, Sam, I'm going to reset this. Are you going to do your settings now? But I'm going to have to reset it, Sam. I'm going to have to reset it again because it's now set to morning. You did it? Okay. Okay.
Are we doing danger?
Do your settings, yeah. Do your settings, do your settings, do your settings. Yeah. Yeah. Do them, do them. Yeah, I'll do the start grid while we're here. You want to do that, Sam? I'll call them out. So hopefully everybody's joined the track. They haven't. Sphinx is right. Triple-back is right. Batman is right. JB is right. Big Pop is right. BB is right. It's just Wheeling for Wishing and Smokey. So if you click apply and then come out, and the guys need to join the track. Wheeling for Wishes above Indo. That's it, that's good. Right, has everybody got the settings done?
No, I'm done.
Excellent. So on Sam's restart, 10-second warning. Yep, we're good to go. 10-second warning. Let's go. So let's try this again. For all those watching. Slippery's right. It wouldn't be GT7 without a restart, would it? Well, we've done that before as well, haven't we? We're waiting for somebody that was gone for a break. Who was that? Love it, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, we're live. Everything is going. We're rolling. We're going for the start. Led out by Widdowmaker Team 1. And the countdown to start. The Make-A-Wish 24-hour Widdowmaker event is live and away. If it's not ready now, it won't ever be. We're pretty clean through to the Michelin curve. Oh, we've got a bit of bumping and grinding at the back. We've got the first sort of semi-incident as we go through turn 1. A little bit of difference under braking. Go way back through the field. Popper nice and steady away. Back to the GR3 boys, who are going to be having their own little race for today. Wheeling for Wishes. And then Smoky Pancake at the back. So back to the front, hurtling down the Mulsanne. And away we go. There's me again using the wrong controller. I need to stop doing that. I probably F Sam up if I do that too many times. So as predicted, the LMP1 GR cars will be absolutely hooning down the straight. They'll be making a big run for it at the start of the race. The significant difference between the two types of car, the LMP1 and GR3s. For those people wondering why it's only those LMP type cars we've chosen, it's purely because this is the modern era. If you're watching the current race, you'll see that we don't have the historic Castrol's. We're not doing any other GT7 type classification of GR1 cars. And the LMP ones really should have their own classification, but it's LMP ones versus GT3s, GR3s. And we're not doing... They're not the best cars, I'm afraid. They're the historic races, they have their own classification. These are the modern era LMP ones, which are the ones we chose to race. As we can see, they're coming through Arnage for the first time. That's the point where you'll cast away your penalty points. As you come through the line, we can see them coming through. Nobody with penalties at this time. Big Papa at the back of the group. That's where he wanted to be. That's where he was saying he was going to put in the lap times. And we are racing. We are away. Now, we're going to focus a lot on the teams at the back of the grid, purely because these guys don't have a massive amount of experience and they're going to get their equal share of airtime. These guys are part of the reason I play the game. I like to race with people who want to enjoy the game and aren't necessarily the fastest. As we go through this entire process that I've been through, we do follow, we do support everybody who likes to enjoy the game. Hey John Winkles, welcome. So I just need to do a little bit of work as these guys are starting to put their laps in. I'm just going to bring up the race detail so that you can see what the lap times are. I'm not going to show you the individual car stats and specs, because that could be a bit of a giveaway to the other cars driving if we show you tyre wear, fuel usage, etc. So I'm going to keep those off these screens. Hopefully the only dial we're going to see going vertically is the total for the Make-A-Wish collection. We're currently at 25% of target. Just yesterday we were at 14%, so a massive thank you to everybody that's donated. Every couple of hours I'm going to play you a video directly from Make-A-Wish that just gives a little bit of an explanation about what they do, how they do it, the impact they have on people's lives, and also about the volunteers, the people who go out and spend their time doing the wishes, making the wishes, selecting the wishes, etc. It's a big part of the process, is that not necessarily the right people, but the right wish goes to the right people. So you're going to see some videos through the process that I actually find quite moving, and please don't expect me to talk after a couple of them, because they do take my breath away, and it really is an amazing thing that Make-A-Wish do globally. Big Papa is involved mainly with the Michigan crew, the Michigan team, and they have quite an extensive reach themselves, and please understand Make-A-Wish is a global company, and they work all over the world, so I think it's just a tremendous thing. But as it is, we will focus on the race and see where people are going. Fastest lap of the race so far is just about to come up. Team Widdowmaker 1 are some 4.1 seconds in the lead in front of Team 420. Crypt Kicker in Team 3 is in position 3. He's just got the first penalty, which we'll watch him go through the line and spend that. I do love his livery. It's got kind of the Bentley type livery, which is stunning in green. There he goes through. Batman is next upon. He's 12 seconds down on the leader. That is not a lot of time, that 12 seconds. JB Design another further 10 seconds back, running somewhere around Big Papa, which is where we're going to get. We're going to see the first overtake of the race. There we go. Big Papa running wide, much quicker out the corners, the 919. PSO30 has its own advantage, especially with paint scheme, but it's the best looking, not the fastest. The fastest one's just gone past it. Back down to the GR3 car, first of the runners into the laps. He's 1 minute and 8 seconds down, which is gonna happen. That's what we expect, but leading the GR3 class. And still a very quick car, that Lexus. The Porsche 911 RSR with Wheeling for Wishes. They're coming through and just 10 seconds behind the lead GR3. and a further 15 seconds back, Team Indo. JB Designs has gone to the pits already. My assumption is he's had a little incident which we didn't see. Let's leave him to that, and we'll probably get an understanding of the pit stop if we quickly run back to here. Either to crew have readied the tyres. Whether he's readied that tyre or not, we don't know. Won't know until it happens. It might be worthwhile taking the tyres and the fuel, or just the fuel, to run that bit longer. No, he was just taking a repair, so out and away he goes. Back to the track. Just dropped back out in front of the first of the GR3, so not a massively short stop. Or massively long stop as we flip back to Sam. Fastest lap of the race then, a 3:22.191. And away we go. Right, I need to do a little bit of housekeeping. So for anybody that's made a donation in the last few minutes, I just need to make a note of who you are. And hopefully I can see that from the app. Hide out the way of the camera. A lot of people putting anonymous, which is really quite selfless to be able to donate money and not to want any gifts. I need to go slower. Just waiting for it to cycle round again because I missed it. Oh, Sam picks up his first penalty. I reckon that was entry to the Porsche curves. Probably gone straight a little bit far left. Ooh. The Blairs. So, Sam's got to dispense of a penalty of a full second when he gets to the end of this lap. In 420 coming through. So the biggest issue we're going to have today in any of the racing is purely going to be if we have a disconnect or some form of internet problem. We're just going to have to gather the people today, gather them round. Pick them up into a group again, do the race restart, select an appropriate amount of race time, and as we go through their triple back, set in purple in the first centre, coming out of Tetra Rouge into the start of Mulsanne, getting the toe down. So he knows he's got a second to gain at the end of this lap on Sam, who's got a penalty to make up. Just making sure I've got the list of people who've made a donation. NW, thank you very much, sir. Quite difficult with the scrolling list. Mr. Bishop. Thank you very much, sir. I'm just going to click refresh. His donation's coming through thick and fast. Thank you very, very much. Sphinx just gone round Mulsanne at the bottom end, the very southern part of the track. NW. Right, I think I've got the list of those updated. I will be back in 2 seconds. Mrs. Widdowmaker's job is actually writing out all the tickets. So when I give her a list, she'll write all the tickets, put them in the bucket, and hopefully at roughly equal spaces through the night, we're going to do draws for the prizes. If I'm driving or we're going to miss one, I'll catch up a couple, but we'll do what we can, and we'll go from there. Back in 2 seconds. Right, we're back. Job one done. Please forgive me for being in and out and being busy and doing other things. See if we can catch up with the live stream. See if we can catch up with the chat. Right. Hey Omega Slots, welcome to the channel today, thank you. David Hathaway, welcome. Chance Robertson, Slippery. Lots of support for lots of the teams out here. Wilkie shared the stream on X, thank you very much. Lots of support for Team BB out there. Yeah, the unfortunate thing, just picking up on comments from people there. So strange not seeing Audi or Mercedes represented at Le Mans. Their cars are in the game, but they're just not quick. Unfortunately, if we had some of the rules like one team per car, we could have chosen to have various cars. We could have had a broader selection. But the way things are, we allow people to choose the car what they wanted to be competitive. And as it was, most people chose a 919. You've been watching Fat Man running some laps. Ooh, Big Popper making his way past the early runners of the GR3 team. Just holding it together. So JB just catching up from his earlier indiscretion. It's going to be one hell of a long race, folks. So getting through this, getting back to the front it's not an impossible thing. Ultimately, it's 24 hours. There could be all sorts of technical blunders as we go on. Say, for example, if somebody loses controller connection, that's not a reason to restart the race. That's a technical issue. If somebody got disconnected, that's an entirely different thing. But, oh, and Wilkie means actually in real life on the big stream. Yeah, the big stream for me has stopped because that's not an official stream, I guess, so that's been blocked. Let's see if we can pick up another live stream that we can watch. We can watch on board, can't we? Onboard cams, onboard live. Plenty of people watching that. There's lots of people wanting donations for watching live streams. Lots of them are blocked out. There we go, we got the live stream back. Not as interesting as our version of the race. So Team BB just with another penalty coming through to pass over the start finish straight. Just passed through record them all. Team BB. I've just got to get my course map out. For those people that don't believe me, there's a map of the circuit shining on the light. Can't see it, okay. Just to make sure I get corner names right. All fun and fart of the fair. I suppose I've got to look forward to taking over and driving at some point. We're approaching the first 30 minutes complete of the race. You can see at bottom left hand corner we're 20 minutes in. We were 10 minutes short at the start of the race. We will, depending on what happens, this race will run to the full 24 hours. So we'll be 10 minutes shy past the end of the race. But I know as we get through the middle of the race, if there's disconnect, we can close that gap up. And we'll just have it as a slightly shortened version of the race, because we'll have to, because we can't run to the timing, but we will try and make up for it. Wheeling for Wishes coming through Ford under Dunlop. And back down to Smoky Pancake. Team Smoky Pancake, one should say. Great name. Fastest lap of the race is now down to 3:21s with Sam. I'm trying to keep my eye on the total if that rolls, to make sure people get into the raffle draw stroke giveaways. Depending on where you are in the world dictates what that's called. NW says, how will the solo drivers take their breaks? They have the option. We've laid it out in a book of, I created for the drives a guide what I wanted was the drivers to follow a certain code of conduct. So I created a Bible for them to use, and it details various things like brakes and stops. We have to be aware that these solo guys are taking on a massive thing, and it's a perfectly valid question. How will they take their brakes? Will they use auto drive? I don't personally want them to use auto drive. What we've sort of agreed is that auto drive can be used in the cases where you have a immediate issue, but eating, drinking, taking a rest break needs to be done during the pit stops. So pit stops are around about 3 minutes, and I know that's not really friendly for some types of brakes, so auto drive is acceptable. We wouldn't accept sleep breaks being made with auto drive, but in terms of taking the opportunity to go to the bathroom for an extended period of time, I don't think it's fair to penalise those teams. So the use of auto drive is perfectly acceptable where nature calls, one would suggest. So if somebody knocks at the door and you solely live in that house, auto drive to go and answer the door and sort that problem out, no problem whatsoever. We'll know who's using auto drive for a brake because they'll need to fuel at some point, and the car will slow down to 50 mile an hour, and we'll see that by the lap times. The lap time will approximately dip to around about the 10-minute mark. As we just watch the lead car currently 14 seconds, 15 seconds in the lead almost. I know I'll be using auto drive occasionally to adjust my settings. I have slightly different settings to Sam, so I'll need to make those setting changes, and you can't make those in the pit, unfortunately. Rebecca Reed is cheering on Wheeling for Wishes from North Carolina. Welcome from the other side of the world. Hope you're having a good day, Rebecca, and I'm sure Wheeling for Wishes have heard that and received that really well. They're a good group of guys. We know they enjoy the game, so that's exactly what this is set up for. And appreciate you coming on and having a shout out. When the tiredness kicks in, time can be made up. It certainly can. If you're awake when somebody else is feeling very, very tired, you could probably make up a significant amount of time. My issue with this process, with this part of it, is that I'm significantly slower than Sam, and I can put in some decent times. I'll be commentating from the driving seat, NW. So when it comes to my laps, I'm gonna try and hit an average time. So knowing that the conditions are slightly off to what we normally experience. My live stream keeps dropping, which is to the big race. It's been stopped due to copyright. Can you believe that? We might just go to an onboard and have the onboard running. There we go. The onboard might be better. We won't have any positions or anything relative to the race, but that's where we'll be. So I'm gonna switch all my kit over to the race position. So I will have the studio thrown across over to there. I'll have the chat screens there, and I'll be able to pick up on all those. I've already got duplicate screens over there. I'm not going to take the studio screens with me. I'm going to leave them set, ready to go as they are. And then when I get back out of the drive seat, I'll go from there. There will be some commentary done by Sam if Sam wants to pick up and take it over. No issue whatsoever. But I'll attempt to commentate around the process as we go. Everything's set up for me to do that from the driving position. You can see the driving position is there, and Sam is sat in said seat in the rig. So it's just a question of coming down here. I did want a mobile cam so I could actually show you all the setup, but it's just not going to be possible. Things are set as they are. I've currently got 4 or so screens set up here to enable me to have all the views that we need. Just going to flip back to Team 420, who are now chasing as they start their lap. What we can't see currently is their fastest lap, but we're on lap 9 now, so in essence they're about a second and a half slower per lap, which in fairness they're not doing too bad, you know. If they can run a little bit longer with the fuel, they're not going to be at that much of a disadvantage. I bet it gets hot in that room with all the electronics. Well, we've got front windows open, back windows open, and a flow going through of air. It's not tremendously great. We do have a Dyson air conditioning unit chugging away down here as well. It's one of those fanless fans with an air conditioning unit built on the bottom, which is going to do what it needs to do. And Sam says, yes, it is warm. It's absolutely baking. It is. I've got a temperature monitor in the driver's seat. What's it saying, Sam? Can you see it? To the right of the clock, there's a temperature. So 23 degrees. It's actually cooled down 1 degree since we started racing, which is because Jill will have opened Mrs. Widdowmaker will have opened the window at the back of the house. So we're trying to get air flowing through, just to try and keep it cool. Sam's actually got his full Nomex race shorts on, as you can see. He's probably dressed in the most appropriate way for these hot conditions. But as we get into the night and later on when the air when the air slows down a bit, naturally around this part of the world in the evening the air dies down and we don't get quite so much wind. The pressure changes, doesn't it? And it will warm up into the night, it really will. We know that. Over onto Sphinx. So Mr. Sphinx was second on the grid. He lost position just coming through the first series of corners. He's a solo. He's the first of our solo runners. And he is just 25.5 seconds back from first place. Again in the 919, number 18. Cameraman sort of a bit shaky there on the PS4. Fastest lap now down to a 3:29.05 as Mr. Sphinx pulls up behind the back of the last running GR3, blows his way through. You can see, not sure who he could see straight in front. Has he got line of sight to triple back in the 420? I think it's triple back running. The guys, you will notice every so often it comes up with a chat message from the bots. So there are a few controls on, so capital letter, excessive caps, etc. Just be aware. We just do have some minor controls on for spamming. So if you spam lots of images, or it isn't necessarily spam. Adam Piers, welcome to the channel. Yes, Tom is downstairs. He's racing with our call team. He's arrived and he's settling in. Those guys downstairs are doing their bit. Yeah, Tom's here and he's got settled in. He's a controller driver, so he's had a go on the rig and he's decided that the controller's where he wants to be. So he'll be racing with controller, which is absolutely fine. He's relatively quick, but welcome Adam, thank you for joining the stream, thank you for cheering him on. Yeah, it's a great livery. I'm just going to go and pass that message on to Tom. Tell you what is absolutely awesome is to go downstairs and watch the race from another angle. That team set up in the front room. So Fat Man and Son. Fat Man is the second of our solo runners. He's got support from one of his sons. I say his son, Alex. He is he's just going to step in while Fat Man does some bits and pieces later on in the day. I think the best way to put this is Fat Man is a carer. He supports his wife who suffered a horrific injury, and she needs support doing various things. He's also got a pack of the most monstrous cuddly dogs that you can imagine, commonly called slobberers. They are St. Bernards, big chunky dogs with lots of fur, but they are the most lovable beasts, and that man cares for everything around him, and he's a tremendous guy. To be able to take this on and do all his responsibilities is just something else. So massive thank you, Fat Man, for doing what you do. Sticking with that yellow livery, and the 408 is stunning. 908, sorry. Did I just hear Sam? 7 inches. No. Go on to Big Popper. We've given you a rundown on Big Popper. Here he comes. He's catching a GR3 again. Now, the really interesting aspect of the GR3 side of things, I did tell Tom you're watching, and he's just gone to look at you on the stream. I've given the guys downstairs a laptop with the stream on, so they should be able to interact, and he can chat on there if he wants to. So he can also chat off his phone. Big Popper putting in some stellar laps. I am aware that the guys watching will see that we have good strong following, and when they get commentary they do get excited and try and drive better. No sir, that 320 lap myself, Nathan, was Sam. I've yet to drive. I have done a 320 before, but not on this setup. So as we come back to Sam, as we scroll through these guys, we'll talk about the setup that we've got now. We'll try and understand that. JB Designs, first crew to do a pit stop. They're just running a little longer and deeper, purely because they did that stationary stop. But it's all about the 24 hours. It isn't won and lost in the first 15 minutes. Another subscriber, thank you, Harry T. Welcome. Unfortunately, the team names don't get changed because of where we're going. JB's into the pits again. Looks like he's had a little incident. Yeah. It's gonna happen. It is tremendously slippery out there. These cars are incredibly quick, and full damage is on. So if you get any tip with the wall, and I can promise you, my biggest fear is hitting the wall and having to come to the pits to repair it. Any level of damage, you are running so slow compared to what you should be doing. So taking fuel as well, so it's filling up at this time. I'm not going to show you what fuel level people have got. Only time and one you'll see of that when you're in car with me, then you'll see what fuel and tyre wear we've got. There may be a driver swap going on downstairs. We don't officially know at this time. We can't see it on screen because the game doesn't allow us to see that. But, the number 127 that's emblazoned on the side of the car, that will be the total numbers, usual race numbers of the drivers in the team. They're out and away, back on track. Down to Team BB. I call it Team BB, but that's not really fair. That's not the name of their team. These are the, I think they're called the Unbeatable Dutch. I think. That's correct, yes, the Unbeatable Dutch. They're running the GR3 class and the Lexus RCF. Just picked up a penalty there. Yep. So we can hear BB. It is BB driving.
Okay.
Yeah, so BB's online with us now. Oh, and so Tiny's away at a funeral. Okay. Well, our commiserations and deepest thoughts go out to Tiny and anybody who may have lost. I hope they're not having too bad a day with it, and we can at least help Tiny enjoy the day later on when he arrives. It's part of life, and yeah, okay. So he's arriving about 7. It is part of life, and it is one of those things where these kind of things do happen, and he was always able to pull out of the event, but big up to him that he's kept in, and he's just going to arrive later in the day, hopefully not having consumed too much alcohol, but at the wake. But if he's had a drink, we don't mind, do we? You know, soften the blow. So we get to see BB. It's just gained another half second. That'll be going wide. Yeah, that'll be going wide through into Indianapolis. Here we go. This is where we shed the penalty here, and away we go again. So the penalties are shed by making you stop. You get no engine power for the duration of that 1 second, and we can see B run off into the distance. How does it feel, BB? First corner, first laps. Is everything going well?
Going well.
Yeah. The ambition.
A bit late yesterday.
Okay, so the ambition is still to win the GR3 race?
No, to finish.
Okay, so
To finish.
to be able to complete the laps is where it's at.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's
terrific.
really focused.
Yeah. How are you finding it? Is
And there's
it?
some fun on here.
Yeah. You settling into the laps? Are the fast cars giving you room?
Yeah. I give them room too.
Okay. Good man.
Of course.
We'll let you.
We're using the indicator.
You're using the indicators. Good man. I'm going to let you concentrate on the race for a short while. We'll come back to you in a bit.
The second team can't communicate. We got some problems.
Okay.
With the controller and the headset.
Okay. No problem. We'll catch them later. No problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, Sam, I didn't see. Right.
Too busy talking to me. That was the problem there. He sneaked past. I apologise for. I'll let you focus on the race. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
You actually have massive support here from the spectators. Slippery is cheering you on.
Thanks.
And I know there's a few other guys. NW in the background is also shouting for you.
Thanks, Sam.
Focus on the race, my man. No problem, buddy. Are you doing a long stint then? Long first stint? 5 hour, 4 hour first stint. Oh my. Well, I'll let you concentrate now. We'll come back to you before the end of your stint. No problem. Cheers, my friend. So BB there, he's doing a 4 hour stint to start the day because he's double stinting where Tiny would be taken up. Just as we watch their Wheeling for Wishes pick up a penalty as they come through final chicanes. Over in Georgia, they had race start around about 8-9 a.m. this morning because they are behind on time. They've got the benefit of a I don't know whether it is a benefit. So they're going to start the race in late afternoon in the game, and when it comes to our darkness in about 6 hours time, about 9 o'clock at night, they've got another 5 hours of daylight, but they're going to be into darkness in the race. So as they come out of the darkness in the game, it's still going to be dark where they are. So they might experience a level of jet lag, a level of a discombobulation where the sun in the game doesn't rise at the same time as the sun physically. So I know the team downstairs have got the same issue. They're set up in my lounge, which is a long lounge with a TV wall at the end, and then they get a big reflection off the TV screen from behind. So they've had to draw the curtains, and it's dark in that room, which is sometimes quite good for sim racing. But then when you walk into the kitchen, when you go into the bathroom or making a drink or something, you've again got the added problem is you just see the daylight, which can cause its own issues. It's really, really disconcerting to hear my rig going on behind me. Hear the brake pedals getting pushed, hear the steering wheel getting shattered. It's all interesting stuff. So as we come down to... Yeah, we are using my wheel for now, in case of any issues. It seems like the Fanatec situation has been resolved. So what I've probably said this a couple of times on the stream, but I think it's always worth repeating. There's a couple of really good heroes on the Fanatec forum. A guy called Maurice. He's a staunch advocate of Fanatec, and whilst Fanatec have had their issues, these guys have taken all sorts of stress and mud thrown at them from people who are really disgruntled. I've tried not to be that person on the forum where they are, and just to be polite and pleasant and say, look, I know we've got problems. This isn't the wheel that I bought. I bought a fully working wheel, and this one isn't. The wheel has now not had a bug out, I think, since update 1.48, and I've noticed on the Fanatec forum there is now no release date for a new update. So one thing I was always told, but I didn't quite believe it, was that Fanatec were waiting for Primarliy Digital, the makers of GT7, to make the relevant updates in the game to accept the wheel. And it seems like that update has come through in 1.48. So I'm not going to moan about it. I aren't. A Big Popper's about to make the pass on Wheeling for Wishes. There he goes. Wheeling for Wishes just spent their penalty. And as I say, I'm perfectly happy with how my wheel is now. Bit of communication from the drivers there, just shouting out where they are, which is great. You've got that function there as a chat room to be able to communicate with each other, which is exactly what needs to happen. It's like that's a question for Sam. Batman says now, please bike or yeah, so just some feedback. Just Sam's answer was effectively, no, there's massive differences between his rig and my rig. It's set up for me, but we've tried to adapt his. He's still massively uncomfortable in this seat because he hasn't had time to adjust it. The wheel itself is probably not set up for him still, even though we've made some adjustments for him. It's probably not ideal. I know he finds the pedals a bit too high, the seat a bit too low. We've tilted the seat back to try and get it right for him. The wheel is probably too high. He wants that lower. I'd say he wants to be more reclined in a, like, I wouldn't say F1 position, but not quite as upright as I want it. So I was actually surprised Sam would actually squeeze into my rig, because my rig's back against the wall and there's probably 14 inches between the end of the monitor and wall, and I slipped through quite well with my portly frame. But Sam, you've got to add about 8 inches of muscle to me to get to where Sam is. So, and then as Slippery says, Sam would be fast in anything. Well, he is. He's proving the fact that he can be fast on my rig and that it's me that's slow, so that's not too bad, is it? Not too bad of a process. And what have we got going on there? we've actually got some lap times on the screen there that have appeared, haven't we? So on the right hand side, that team is running around about the 4:26 average. Oops, and as we scroll back up, we can go to Team Widdowmaker and we can see Sam's lap times there on the right. So he's running average 3:22s, dipping into the 3:20s occasionally. Yeah, he's running more 3:22s, which is where I'd want to be, but for some reason the track's a bit slower than normal. Sam can dip into the 18s. So it might be seating position, it might be steering, it might be feedback, it might be brake pedal actuation. It's still going quick. Ah, right, so Sam's just added that the wind is also in a difficult position. So you can see it there, it's 4.1 meters per second from the south. So it's kind of a head-on, sort of off to the angle headwind. And you're also going to get a push, which isn't going to feel good going through the Porsche curves. Porsche curves is one of the fastest sections on the track. And it's going to unsettle the car as you go from a tailwind, a side wind, to a full tailwind as you go into the corner. It's going to give you a bit of balance offset. So that all adds up to the slower lap. Now, apart from the fact he's uncomfortable, hot, and forced into a position he's not used to, and knowing that he's got X amount of hours to drive, it doesn't make for a good setup. Maybe we needed a full morning or a full yesterday to get things set up correctly. He did go to the gym this morning as well, doing deadlifting, so get the excuses in early is what I say. Stop encouraging him. It's like me with my negative chat when I'm behind somebody saying, "Go on, you don't have to push so hard." You guys are trying it with Sam now. You've worked out you can chat. They are. They want you to get damage and go to the pits. Well, 420 are pushing hard. We can see their times on the screen. Averaging 324s, dipped into the 323s, the fastest lap 323 150. These guys have also got exactly the same situation as we have. They've all gone to one guy's house and they're all there and they're going to be trying to drive his setup as well. Hayes might be different, their team manager, because he'll be on controller. For those guys that are in the same venue swapping wheels to other wheels, it can be quite tricky. I know when I was downstairs with Team Farcall, they were trying to get the wheel closer, and one of the guys has had to actually consider using a cushion so that you can press the brake pedal, which is quite interesting. I think it's because there's more flex in his seat. He has the team downstairs has actually got the same GTOmega seat as I've got, and there is some flex in my seat, which doesn't help. So that's why I've got a new seat on the way. That's my next purchase. Is a new seat. Hey Brenton, we've got the race on as well. We have. It's on a screen up to the right hand side here. We've got an in car at the moment for one of the Ferrari teams. We're just seeing them hurtle down the track and past the others down the Mulsanne straight, approaching what looks like Forza Motorsport. They're going to probably brake much earlier than we do. They're not quite as professional as we are, and in front of them looks like a Lexus RCF. It is a Lexus as they go past. Can't talk about the big race, so we'll scoot along. We're up to Mr. Sphinx. Mr. Sphinx is a solo. As running as a solo, he has a massive advantage of being able to drive his own rig. 420 just picked up a penalty there as we change camera views. We use a lot of kilograms on the brake pedals. Well, my brake pedal's the same as Sam. Sam's got the version 3 non-inverted, I've got the inverted. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I probably had 3/4 of an inch of brake travel, and because these are pressure activated, not a throw, so when you're driving your car, you press the brake pedal, and the more you press the brake pedal, the more pressure you get through the brake pedals. It's a hydraulic effect. I was trying to emulate that for so long in my race rig that Sam's corrected my ways of thinking, no matter how much I thought about it. These brake pedals don't actually have to move. All you have to do is press on it, and it will just the amount of pressure is the difference. So quite how many, I don't know. Sam, have you ever measured kilograms? You know what you... So Sam's saying he presses between 80 or 90 kilos through his foot. So I'm going to be using the same set of pedals, and I know he's not entirely happy with this setup, but it's somewhere where he would be quite okay with it, I think. And that's the best thing to say. It's acceptable, not perfect. So if he's pushing 80 to 90 kilos, I'm going to have to do the same for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is I'm going to run. I'm just looking for a timer now. So we're pushing 53 minutes. I'm just going to give you a rundown of where we are. Let's just nip back up to the front. So Sam's Team Widdowmaker is in the league by 39 seconds. In second place is Team 420. They currently have Mr. Sphinx behind them, just 2 seconds. So it's probably worth coming back and just watching that little battle unfold. Mr. Sphinx is 1.8 seconds back in third place. In fourth is Batman, 1.38 minutes back from the leaders. Big Popper, 2 minutes 13 back in fifth. JB Design, 4 minutes 20, so they're probably almost a lap down or just gone a lap down. BB, 9 minutes 17, that's the unbeatable Dutch. Wheeling for Wishes, they're 10 minutes 23 down. And Smoky Pancake are 13 minutes 19 back. So let's just take a look back there. Mr. Sphinx just picked up a penalty as I was talking about it. But this is the current battle to watch. Fastest lap of the race so far, a 3 minute 20.684. So what we're going to experience here is the first indicators of what intensely you would consider to be washout. These cars have significant aero. The closer you get when you're going through the twisty stuff, I'm probably not talking down the microphone there, that's bad form on my part. What you'll get with these cars when you're running through the twisty stuff is you'll get aero wash. So as these cars punch a hole through the air, they'll be creating a hole behind them and then disturbed air, turbulent air. And as we can see, the Sphinx just running down this straight. He's really got to get himself in the position for the easiest overtake. Close under braking, accelerate out the corner and make the pass on the straight, because you're not going to do it in a corner. However, what you have here is two very equal cars. They are the same car in effect, just different paint liveries. And just need to come back to Nathan's question in a second, just as we focus on this little battle here. That battle's going to open up with Sphinx with a 1 second penalty, so I know Mr. Sphinx is going to have to want to try and keep that close, but he's probably running, let's have a look, 323 averages. If we go to the other team, they're running 324 averages, so he is a bit quicker, but the difficult thing is being able to make the pass in this game, so we'll just have to see where that goes. So Nathan says he's having trouble to get his head around the pressure brake pedal. But that's what we're using. Do you think shorter travel is better in the brake pedal? Well, here's the thing, right? From somebody who drives a road car relatively quickly, I do consider that I like the feel of the pedal in my Mini. I liked it in the BMW. All of my road cars have always felt well. The WRX that's in the garage really feels good on the brake pedal. Come in the Sin rig and I'm trying to emulate that, because that's how I know how much I'm going to stop. If I put my foot lightly on the brake, it brakes lightly, but by putting my foot on it, it moves a certain amount of distance, then it gets to a point where it stop and resists. When the ABS cuts in, you feel it judder. It makes that juddering feeling through the pedal. When you come to Gran Turismo, it doesn't do that. You don't get that judder. So Mr. Sphinx there just ditching his penalty as he squeezes past Wheeling for Wishes, and he sets about the battle of chasing 420 again. the shorter travel of the brake pedal. Now it's something you really have to experience with the pedal setup right. Imagine minimal movement in the brake travel, but when you're driving down the straight and you brake and you literally move a toe and it changes how much the brake force is applied, it's really difficult to get your head round. So one thing I've learned about driving a car is when you brake and change gear, you have to compensate for the traction of the wheels in a road car. So as you're coming down to a road junction and you're coming up fairly quickly, you go from 5th to 4th to 3rd, you probably skip. I'm doing all 24 hours, my friend. Yes, I'm not taking a break. So you're skipping down through the gears, and you will tend to ease off the brake as you change the gears, because you're going to let the engine do the work. You're going to get the engine through the wheels pick up the traction. Now I don't know if anybody else knows that or feels that or does that when they're driving a road car, but that's how I drive it. I will modulate the brake pedal for the gear changes. So it won't terribly be the most efficient braking process, but in a road car you'll be able to, I'll blip the throttle, my car's got auto throttle blip anyway, but I will make sure the car has got the most traction by modulating the brake through the gear changes. I try and do that in this game, so when I change mainly from 4th to 3rd to 2nd, I will ease off the brake and let the traction do the work, and it doesn't work because of how the brakes in this game work. Now I've got what I've got with Sam's setup. You're going to notice that over the first 10, 15, 20 laps that I do, which will probably be the stint, I'm going to get faster because I'm going to get used to this. I've only done 3 laps so far with the setup we've got, but I like what I feel. There's a couple of changes I've got to make in control settings for Sam's setup, the way he's set it up, but that's just going to be, he's not going to run traction control, I am. I'm also going to, well, he's running traction control and he's running counter steer, so that's good. So he's got brake balance somewhere set, don't really know where that is, but I want that to be set on 4 for me on the brake balance, that's +4. And then when it comes to changing gears into the corner, I'm just going to manage that. So we see Sphinx pick up another penalty. I'm just going to move the focus away from Sphinx just for now, as Sam goes through and sets another fastest lap of the race, a 3:25.96, as we break into the first hour. So gentlemen, you've got to do that 23 more times. That's where we're at. First hour done. X amount of percentage of the race done. I'm just going to click the refresh button on the total to see if we've had any movers or shakers. $1,568, folks. We have actually had more donations, and I've got to do my little bit for Mrs. Widdowmaker to keep her employed. So just bear with me whilst I pick up on that. I've got to see the more donators on the list and get your entries in for the raffle giveaway thing. And it actually, with the first hour complete, it actually brings us round to a perfectly reasonable point in time for me to actually do the first Make-A-Wish video. The reason why we're here, so I'm going to have to do these, folks, and I appreciate it takes away from focus of the racing, but it's really important that I pass the message on from Make-A-Wish. The reason why we're here doing what we're doing. I'd agree, Nathan, I'd agree. Nathan says he doesn't think the rig position is actually bothering Sam that much. Yeah, okay. Sam laughs. So I'm just going to play the next video, folks, and I appreciate it might not be the focus on the racing, but it is part of the event. So let's give it your attention if you don't mind. Wow, it's tremendously difficult for me to watch those videos. It really is touching, but the message is there. I think it tells you what's going on. It tells you Mark and Paula Wilkie. It tells you what they do and why they do it, and I will be playing those videos every so often. Everyone is going to be different, but it's going to take it on from a different aspect from each video. You're going to see different wishes. You're going to see different kids that got the donation. You're going to see different people who help with Make-A-Wish, and it is truly heart touching what these guys do. And everybody that's involved today, even though you guys watching the streams, watching the videos that I've put out over the last 12 weeks, being involved in the race, you're all helping the process. The watches that you make today and in the past, anything that adds up to a fund from June that goes into my YouTube pay slip or whatever you want to call it, is going to be fed back to Make-A-Wish. So everything that's donated today to my channel goes to Make-A-Wish to help those guys out and to pay back something for that they've done. So I hope everybody appreciates that these videos are genuinely there to support the process and to show you guys what they do and how they do it. So the total's got to 1,568. We're 27% of the way to target. Thank you very, very much from me and everybody involved. Now I need to go and pass this on to my good lady who's going to fill out the tickets. And then after my first stint, we'll do the first draw. And we'll see what goes where. JB Designs. Kathy Newton. I think I've got all of the latest ones. Okay folks, I will be back in 2 seconds. We're on PK. race.
Yeah, yeah. After that. Okay.
Yeah. So you've just seen Sam and I just having a little bit of a conversation there. I'm going to change this over. We're about to go to pit stop, so I need to take a pee before I jump on. Sam's just got 2 or 3 laps left of fuel, so I'm going to just set things up so that we go to the race position. You can see tyres are worn, you can see fuel is where it's at. I'm going to spin that across, so that's the full race position. I'm going to hit refresh on the numbers. We're still at 1568. Thank you very, very much. So Variety Gamers jumped in. How's it going? Hope you're well. Thought I'd stop by and check in whilst watching it. Thank you very much. So we are doing absolutely fabulously. We're just approaching the first pit stop window, so I know the team downstairs have already pitted and swapped drivers once. So Sam and I are about to get ready for that first pit stop. You can see probably the fact that Sam's forgot to change gear as he comes across the line. That's purely because he's on camera.
Oh, look at the camera.
Yeah. He's actually... There's banter going backwards and forwards here. So I need to jump seats. We've got a pit stop where we're going to refuel and change tyres. So I need to jump seats and I need to set up a few screens. So I'm going to just push some new screens up to where I'm going to be sitting. I need to have the chat screens to enable me to do the commentary. I've got both mics active, so if Sam was to pull the mic forward to his right hand side, if he can see it now, he'll be able to talk and he'll be able to be on the stream. It's active for him now, so if he talks into that mic, say hello, Sam.
Hello stream, how are we doing?
So you've got Sam now. I'm just going to pull up, and that's what the mic I'm going to be using. And whilst I'm racing, if Sam wants to take over a little bit of the stream, he can do so on the commentary.
What is this chat? See if anybody else really.
Yeah, you can have both chat windows here.
Try not to crash. It's hard, isn't it, to read at the same time?
This is where the reality strikes home of just how hard it is to do the commentary and everything else whilst you're in seat. So
yeah, well, we're in stint 1, an hour and 15 minutes.
What you got left on fuel?
Got
2 laps to go.
One more after this, 1.5. 9% of fuel. Tyres are wearing, and you can feel it. A bit more straight line speed because of a lighter fuel tank. But in the Porsche curves, you can definitely feel that the tyres
Got
are
a Twitch stream there. There's a Twitch chat there. And then there's the donation page there. So
I think the optimal time should be about 3/4 of a tank when you've still got full, well, good tyre wear, but a lighter fuel tank.
I'm just going to let Sam chat.
Probably about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds slower than what I was on my setup, but hopefully with a bit of time, I'll find more pace as hours go on, but still pretty decent pace. I'll say Jim's setup is really good. It's just I'm not the normal dimensions or flexibility of the average person. So I'm just really, my lower back's really uncomfortable and the steering wheel feels really high to me. So that's just what feels odd.
Last time.
You're a bit of a distance away, Fat Man, but can hear you chirping. I've not binned it though, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
But I have actually elected to have driving aids on. I normally don't drive with traction control in this car, or well, any car really, or counter steer, but just because of the alien nature of getting used to this. When I was warming up, I was making a lot of mistakes when I first jumped on it, so I think it's definitely worthwhile putting the aids on with an endurance race and heavy damage. doing my final lap of this stint, which will be about an hour and 20 minutes. Is that a shortcut? Might have gone a bit wide there. Bite your fingernails. Oh, half a second. It's a lift, didn't take that much. Well, how's the air? The fans? Yeah, it's... Is that what he means?
Yeah.
I imagine. Yeah, it's nice because without it, I am sweating. Alright, sorry. It's a nice, yeah, they're really good. Like I say, Jim's setup is excellent, but I get a bit hot at the best of times. Jim's got a lot of computers in here, which is generating a bit of warmth, but he's countering it nicely with some fancy fans. So, we'll need to take a lot of water though, to hydrate. What have we got? 59 seconds, Jim. This a decent first stint. Paul shoes this coming up to that. Ooh, be careful that did, yeah. See that is one of the things that will be difficult for the guys coming through the field is the dirty air that Jim was talking about earlier. As soon as you enter, even in that braking zone there, and turning in, it did slightly affect. I was slightly late on the brakes, to be honest. It added to that. I just have a bit of traffic through the Porsche curves here, which won't be ideal. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Indo had a penalty anyway, so we're around. Right, in lap. Don't accidentally stay out. Running out of fuel. Lift, dab the brakes, stick, get it on the apex, back on the power, flat out, wide, inside. Should be over to the left, dab on the brakes, get it on the inside, dab the power, over to the right, across the left, back on the power. No penalties. Okay. Don't forget about pit line penalties as well. Right, okay. Oh, yep. Oh, sorry if it's sweaty, Jim. Oh.
Oh. Strange seat position, telephone. I want to choose tyres. Phones.
This.
And
This.
so the black controller in front of you is the PlayStation 4 controller. If you use the left, so the two up and down buttons on the left hand side will scroll you through on the left hand screen. I'm just about to take that chat screen away, this one. I'm going to close that. And I'm going to just... So you can't do anything with those screens, that's just for you. The screen on the right, so you see on that big monitor in front of you to the right hand of the microphone, that is the displayed screen. The one on the left is the PlayStation 4 screen. So you've got the statistics there, but it's going to be on that right screen for me as I'm driving. So if you want to swap them over, can you see the transition button between the two screens? There's a button called transition. If you take the mouse and click that transition, it will swap them over. So between the two screens, right at the top there, where you are now, click the transition, do it. Let's swap. PlayStation. Let's transition. Yeah.
Oh, the camera, the stream camera.
Yeah, it's the stream camera. So the big telly on your right hand side, the 27, that's the big PlayStation 4 screen. That's the same as the one over there. So that gives you the visibility to read the data. Yeah.
Or racing.
Yeah. Okay, so you've put the tyre details and the fuel details up for people. So I was trying not to show that. It'll give advantage to the other teams if we see that. Right, I'm live and I'm on track. So I'm getting the first real feel of the pedal, of the brake pedal, which is my biggest fear. Sphinx has now gone into the lead by the looks of it. 420 came into the pits. Sphinx is 59 seconds in the lead, purely because we had a long stop. And now I'm onto my first run, so let's see how we go. Sam's going to float about a bit and then he's going to sit down, he's going to have a stretch. It's cool in here, isn't it? It's a nice little cool seat. I'm just going to turn those fans down a bit. Yeah. Yeah. The missus is in the kitchen, so if you need anything, mate, she'll sort. No pressure. So Big Popper's made his way up to third place. By the courtesy of pit stops, we're a minute behind. So by the looks of it, Mr. Sphinx is running far more efficiently than we are. That was done in the first 15 minutes before the start of the race, but there's going to be another one which Big Popper's going to communicate to me later on, I believe. So I'm just away from the team communication chat at the moment, so I can't talk to everybody because my phone's across the other side of the room, but we'll get that sorted. So this is the bit where I try not to embarrass myself and have a relatively decent run at the same sort of time. I haven't managed to get my screen sorted for myself correctly, so as I'm driving along I might have to do a little bit of driving and YouTuber kind of funking with some screens. I can't see the bottom of the Twitch chat, but I can see the bottom of the YouTube chat, and the chats are linked. So Fatman says good luck everyone. I think Fatman's just finished his stint. Olive said good job Sam. Stay hydrated dudes, says Slippery. It was a first good stint. We need beer hats, says Paul Reed. That's Borley, I think. I think it's Borley, Paul Reed. Might be. Too many names that aren't actually racer names. I hope nobody minds the automated chat messages. They're just to get the message out and let people know what's going on.
Yeah, I just put it while I was in the pit.
Nice one, Fat Man. Lost 5 seconds to Sphinxy there. Big Popper's gained 3 seconds. So this is where we get the full realisation of what is going on time wise. So miles done so far by Sam. We're 226 miles in. Hour and 30 minutes into the race. And I feel I'm really chewing some time here. I'm not going to be as quick as Sam. If Sam's running 320s, 321s, that's fairly sorted, but Sphinx he's got to pit soon. Unless he's short stinted, just to get to the front of the race. One thing I noticed last night doing the time trial in the McLaren GTR was that they've changed the crowd. My first brake marker going into Forza Motorsport there is a cameraman on the left hand side, and he's not there doing the time trial, which is a shocker. I've used 5% of fuel already. Yeah, the battery's there for all of the lap, isn't it? It's not a problem, the battery, when you're in this car at these settings. All the settings are ×1, so it's real tyre wear, real fuel wear, real time travel, time transition. So it's 1 for 1, 24 hours, 24 hours. And I always forget this, folks, but it's random weather. We set the first 2 hours 40 to full sunshine. Probably not full sunshine there in France, but it is. I keep saying Spain, but that's wrong. In France, it's probably a little bit overcast compared to this, but the weather is variable within that weather section. So whilst it'll never rain in an SO1 section, it will vary in temperature from cloud cover, etc. This brake pedal is just something to get used to. Time travel is at 88 mile an hour. Is 100% green, Sammy. It really is. So I'm waiting to see Mr. Sphinx dive into the pits. He will be diving in relatively soon. I think our next stints will be doubles. I think we'll double up, going off what Sam was indicating. A 327. Look how far off the pace I am. My assumption is, and I have to say assumption is, that I don't think the weather will go straight from an SO1 to full-blown rainstorm. Even though there are thunderstorms predicted for France in the next 24 hours. Tomorrow afternoon looks like the end of the race could finish in torrential rain and thunderstorms, potentially. So could be interesting to see how it goes. I've got to get my head into getting this to go fast. A lot more feedback through the wheel with Sam's set, even though it's not 100% Sam's. We did buy the wet tyres correct. I nearly missed out. I nearly did F up. Sam actually said, "Have you bought tyres?" Because I bought a brand new car for the race today, and I hadn't bought the tyres. I nearly messed up big time. But Sam was switched on. We did buy him. I got two cars in front of me. Looks like we've got a bit of a close battle going on. Looks like they're both GR3s, so I'm going to slide between the two of them, I think. And both have penalties, so I'm going to go to the right hand side. Thank you very much, gentlemen. You're watching Jardier's stream. He's a good guy. Need to move over to the right. Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. I've started a league race without wet weather tyres. Oh, you watched it? Yeah, okay. I so want this game to have all of the modern options available of the hypercars. Whether that's going to be GT7 or GT8, I just don't know when that's going to evolve. We don't really know much apart from rumour and conjecture about what GT8 is going to comprise of, when it's going to arrive, etc. But I do hope it's got that bit more content and not 100 cars. We're getting quicker. We've just gone past the Sphinx, who's in the pits. He's filling up on fuel. He's taking the juice, changing his tyres as we pick up the lead of the race. I just actually noticed that the brake balance might not be where I want it officially. Interesting thing, I can't personally see PD getting the licenses for the modern hypercars. I'd like to think they would. You know, for the platform to progress and flourish, it would be good if it can get the cars that the game represents, you know. And I agree, based on what PD does with the game and where it's been over the last 2 years. They lost their FIA approval purely because of the way the game is, and I think they took on a game for the model that probably wasn't capable of going into the future, if you see what I mean. The model was at the end of its life, the engine that runs the game. So I'm hoping there's an element of redesign, because this was another version of Sport, wasn't it? Or Sport was the prelim to this game. Sport was everything that this was going to be. I actually think Sport was better. In my mind, I think Sport was the better game, if we're talking about the way it is and where it is. So I'm just losing time slowly to Big Popper. 55 seconds. He's taken 6 seconds out of me. He's running quick times. He's doing well. But Big Popper has yet to pit. The 420s have come out ahead of Mr. Sphinx, which you'd expect them to be, because they were at the front. They were in front of the Sphinx, and Sphinx was trying to battle to get in front. This is not generally a race. It's an endurance thing. I know there's generally going to be a desire to win, and as BB said earlier, it's also more about finishing, getting to the end. As we tick down to 85% fuel. Sam's gonna brief me on my speed through here later, I think. This is where I lose a lot of speed. I let the car try and rock and roll through there, and I know there's a certain point you can punch the brakes and then hit the throttle again and just launch the car through the corners. I'm a little bit apprehensive, just wanting to complete the laps. Don't want to crash, don't want to spin. I think it does. Traction control helps significantly with wheel spin out of corners, so therefore you're gonna get less tyre wear. Counter steer is also going to help, because we've got counter steer on as well to try and hold the back end in. This crosswind isn't helping tremendously with car stability. As you can see, it's got slightly less. It was 4.1 meters per second. It's now 3.6. So it's sort of angled on as you're coming down the straight. You get half of it into your face. So it's kind of pushing back on us. Where's the traditional rain? Has the rain arrived at the real event? unfortunately we can't emulate the real world weather. Yeah, so it's raining at Le Mans. It's quite sunny here. It is quite sunny here. Oh, we knew there would be, didn't we? I think we knew it was going to rain. So, are the cars all coming in for tyres, or is it just a splash and dash now? Is it just a smattering of rain? Or is it the full strong? Ooh, we're going to get some of that later on, I think. We just had a stumble at the start, didn't we, getting the race underway because the time value was wrong. It wouldn't reset, so we probably got a different outcome of weather to what was actually going to be in the race. Where are we? 4:45 in the UK, hour and 45 minutes of the race, hour and 39 minutes of the race into it. 22 hours, 22 minutes remaining. Seconds back to Team 420. They have changed, well, virtually everybody's changed drivers, I think. First stint done. And that'll be my delivery from Amazon, just arrived. New headphones, well, new headphone ear pads, which will make these headphones that bit more comfortable. Hopefully they're the right ones I've ordered. I put my thumb through the side of my cushion on my headphones, which was just a shocker. Split the stitch in, so it's got hot and sweaty over time. 7 seconds off the fastest lap of 3:27. That's a shocker. Not forgetting that was that a cut, or was that good? Cross your fingers. We're good. 22:19. My air conditioning unit's blowing on my feet, and I've just noticed my left foot is really quite cold. Big Papa goes to the pits. So he managed to stretch that out to 30 laps, end of 29 laps. That's stunning running by Big Papa. Really efficient on the fuel. It did... having live chat is worth 4 seconds. Yeah. I think so. Sam did alright for the last couple of 8 laps chatting away on the microphone. You're going to get some more of Sam. Sam will do a bit of commentary of his own. He might do a bit of commentary while I'm racing as well. Give me the chance to get my eyes down and really get some laps in. Sam is looking to and thinking about starting his own YouTube channel, which I 100% support. Big Papa's fuel is going in now. So Sphinx didn't get to change drivers because he's soloing. Fat Man doesn't get to change drivers unless his boys come to give him a hand. So Sphinx, Papa and Fat Man all running single-seater. Oh, we nearly lost the back end then. The back end locked up. steering wheel's incredibly heavy. Papa's still taking fuel.
Yeah.
Big Papa, 92, 93. Now, saying that, Big Papa has genuinely probably had to do things like go and take a pee, put the oven on, feed the dog, etc. All those things need doing. He lives in a house on his own, he's a solo chap. He's got friends round, maybe they're helping out. All those things have got to be done, and they're the same for anybody. So I just noticed somebody joining the server. Anybody is welcome to join the server and use the spectate button and watch from inside. You are more than welcome. You can't join the race because the race is live, and therefore you can't join in. So if you wanted to come onto the server in GT7 and have a look around and support, you're more than welcome. Sam getting golds on GT7 guides, you'll follow that? Absolutely. It would be good. I'd certainly be watching his how to get fast videos. Robert Kubitzer is leading the real Le Mans. Excellent. So Big Papa is just down there on the straight. I can see him. He is heavy with fuel. I'm down to 77%. He did. He gave me that advantage, didn't he? He did give me that advantage, but it was a minute when I came out of the pit, so I've lost 4 seconds so far because of my lack of speed. 4 seconds in, what, 5 laps? He did. He crashed as a rally car, and he almost severed his hand off. I don't think he has full mobility with his hand. A piece of Armco came through the car, and it came through just to the left-hand side of the steering console, and yes, Mariana, there is that element. It allows me to be a little bit slower than Sam. So who have we got here? We've got a GR3. I'm just going to slide up his inside as we enter Indianapolis. Thank you very much for the indicator. I see you. They're getting blue flags.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. BB on his double stint.
Yeah, almost ready.
He's doing good. Yeah, he's actually back to the position now, Robert Kubica, where he can should be being considered for Formula 1. In fact, 3 years ago he should be reconsidered for Formula 1. I know we did a test session back with Williams, and he is back to form. He is as good as he ever was, and it demonstrates that today from where he is. And the reason I know a little bit is whilst I was doing my rallying days of marshalling, etc., we had the pleasure of seeing him. But he is a good driver. He always has been, and deserves his place in a race seat. He's very, very good. Another 3:27. Ooh, looking at the times, leaving the circuit. That's not what you should be doing, Widow. No crashes, no damage, no extra pit stops. Always chanced it on slicks. Now the rain is stopping. Leader went in for pits. So they've took a pit stop. It's one of those, can you be just as quick on the slicks in the wet without having taken the stop? That's something we might have to consider later. We're going to have to be really cautious about the rain as it arrives. What do you stop and go for? Depending on how quickly it arrives, if it comes in slowly, if it comes in fast. How fast would that rain stint me to go? Don't know, we really don't know. We're going to have to do a bit of switch and shift in here. Oop, I short shifted, could have left it a little bit longer there. Makes all the difference when you arrive at these corners, depending on how fast you're coming. So while we're just doing this, I think we need to talk about the prize draws. At this moment in time, prize draws are going to be drawn as and when we get the opportunity. They won't necessarily be drawn live on stream so you can see them, because it depends on what's happening at the moment in time. I'd like to bring the bucket up when we do the first one and we draw it out, and then we'll have to work out a way of doing the prizes. So please understand, every prize is worth more than the single ticket that it's been paid for. So every prize is greater than $5. Some are priceless. So for example, the Widdowmaker mugs, which I know will be very popular, some of those are worth fortunes because there is only one of. And in terms of owning a Widdowmaker mug, there are some you can buy off the Widdowmaker store, but there's 2 of these which I'm giving away, which are one-offs of the test samples we got along the way. There's a bit of raceroonie going on here. Big Popper is just doing his thing to get past the GR3, and he was very kind to come through behind that car and not push it out the way. I know Big Popper, it will be 100% focused on not dropping a lap, and he has a total respect as a gentleman racer. And he'll be doing everything he can to stay ahead. I got a second penalty there. That's a frustration. Real frustration. Big Popper gave me lots of enough room there. I managed to have the overspeed there as we came to the corner, and I think regardless of what happens, I think he'll have the overspeed at the next corner, unless it's because he's heavier on fuel. I've just dipped to 70%. Again, he will also be concentrating on the fact that he wants to complete the race and he won't be looking to be pressured. But he'll get back to me because of that 1 second penalty I picked up at Tetra Rouge. Ear is a little bit sore. from these headphones. I need to put those new cushions on that I know have arrived, but we're good. Here's Big Popper, he's taking that line, but he's actually just going to back out of there. I think my phone just leapt off the side. Decided it wants to be on the floor. .46 seconds back to triple back and 420. I say triple back, it's triple back's name. I don't know who the driver is currently for 420. It could be Seb. Now here's where Big Popper gets the run. Look, he has got the run, he's in the position to gain. Optimals 319.723. That's never been a thing for me, has it? Feels like the evening's drawing in now, the sun's setting down a little bit. We're just approaching the 2-hour mark. We're doing alright, Sam. We are just plumbing our way through this process. Not as quick as you. Never.
Is the change?
Not really. I'm actually quite digging it. The wheel's really heavy compared to what I'm used to. Which is the only thing that's doing it is it's pulling my shoulders, but that's only a complaint. It's not actually stopping me from driving. It's actually really quite a good feel. But I'm not fast. I think that's the brakes. I'm really stamping on the brake pedals and it doesn't feel like the car's stopping. Maybe I'm not pushing hard enough, but I don't feel like the wheels are locking up. I've just tried the brake balance on 4 to see if that changed anything, and actually the back end was sliding a bit more, because I'd be using 4 if I was before, but before 4. Okay, so we'll just be cautious of that. I've lost 15 seconds on second place, and but I haven't had any incidents. I'm feeling fairly good, feeling fairly comfortable. Running average 26s, 27s. Just dipped into the 25s. I mean, you could flick through the screens and have a look at what the other guys are doing. You could see their lapse times on the right hand side if you flick through. I'm losing 2 seconds a lap-ish. Okay. Okay. So 4th to 6th has got a minute between them. Well, that's not going to be bad. And what is their triple back to Sphinx? I can't be far. BKR Team 420 to Sphinx. 4 seconds between those guys. Well, that's going to be a decent race. There was only a second between them when I was watching them earlier. Which stream? Oh, it's raining in front. It is actually raining. Red from downstairs, Red from Team Fart Call has just arrived. He's watching the real Le Mans race on the stream. Well, it's not on the stream, it's on the telly in the room. We could probably get them sorted with the TV, with the stream, with the live race on if they wanted it downstairs. We could put it picture in picture on their actual big telly that they're using in the corner if they wanted. Is Bish on in the seat yet? Or is JB still putting laps in? He's double stinting. Okay. Alright, so you're in race. You've got your Nomec shorts on. Yeah, his racing shorts. Yeah, this brand new engine, brand new car. I bought a brand new car to start the race, as you know, and I forgot to buy the tyres, which you fixed. I could have gone a bit long there. Bit of a chat going on between Nathan and Mariano. I'm going to leave that to happen. Bish is upstairs with us as well. Alright, it seems to be. I'm just losing time to the guys behind us, but it's a measured loss, I think. A long way. Absolutely right. Understatement of the day. 22 hours remaining, 21 hours 57 minutes. I always remember to long shift here because I'm driving it up the hill and then change gear to go down. What you don't realise is that is actually really quite a high little bump in the road there. And what you don't get on the Mulsanne Straight is the fact that that's virtually downhill all the way from Michelin to, well, from Forza Motorsport to Michelin. It's Michelin for those in English. Oop. That sun's starting to dip in the sky. It's starting to shine in my eyes as we come round here. Probably could have kept it in 6th, didn't need to change up. And the first 24 of the day. Only a 10th down in that first split, which makes me feel happy. This is where we find out just how slow I am coming off Tetra Rouge. Looking for my cameraman braking spot. There he is. Will that pick up a penalty? 1.3 seconds down. Four-wheel drive. The four-wheel drive is the greatest function of the 919. That traction light and the counter steer light don't really flash up a massive amount. I know you were talking to me, Nathan. I was distracted as well, so I'm quite happy for people to chat in the chat. It means that I'm doing my job, raising points for discussion and keeping you guys entertained, and you get engrossed and the conversation grows and flows. That's what we want to see. Where are we on fuel? 54%, so I'm about halfway through my stint. Which I think is unbelievable. It's flying past. We've done the right practice though, I think, having done multiple 1 hours, some 2-hour races, a 4-hour race. I've done some 6 hours. I think perfect training for what we've done. There should be no issue with anybody wanting to do a 3-hour double stint, or even stretching it up to 4 hours if your fuel's going to get you that far. Just going to change down there. Sneak around the outside of the GR3. Don't think that was too rude. Another 24, that's good for me. See if we can keep pushing that. Came through there really quick. That was a bit of a catch there. The wheels lit up off the curb as we came across there. Yeah. Ooh, slidey, slidey. I saw the blue flags being waved then. Gonna stay wide, round wheeling. Yeah. We're just smashing our way down here. Who's that in front? Is that now going to be BB? Team BB? I think BB's still on his stint. I still think he's driving. He's going to...
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is. Coming to your right, BB. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Lioness. Wait. That's mine.
331 miles travelled.
5 o'clock in the morning, going to bed.
JB's gone to the pit, so that means we're going to swap over. JB's going to give up on his first stint, and then we're going to swap over to Red Desmo. He's going to be taking over at that point. The gap back to 420 seems to have settled out at the 42-ish. I guess fuel is coming back to advantage. Where I'm shedding weight, they've still got plenty of fuel on board. They were the last to pit. Oh, too tight. Good recovery, but we scrubbed speed. Still in the 24s, that makes me happy. I actually quite like this feeling of this setup. Actually, it really is quite good. The recline position's better. Don't feel quite so sat upright. Could have cut that apex a bit more. Just going to raise my hand to the camera to make sure that's still working and we've had no freezes, to make sure that everything is... I just saw my hand go up, that's fine. If you see me doing that, that's all I'm doing, just testing that the stream's still there. When you don't see so much chat happening, you just wonder sometimes whether the stream is actually working well. Say again. Yellow flags. I can just see the corner of that big screen up there through a gap. I can't actually tell what's going on. No. We could actually put that on the top monitor here if we wanted. Oh, somebody's joined the chat. Who's that? It's Lady Widow. Oh, the headphone doodles, that's brilliant, thank you. We'll get them fixed in a little while. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Oh, everybody heard that then. How's your battle going? Okay. I've got 11 more laps on the fuel. I haven't seen anybody for a while. I wonder who that is in front of me now. I'm just diving into Forza Motorsport. Is it Fat Man? That'd be a while to catch him up then, I would have thought. Is that working alright, that PlayStation View? Yeah, I think it's a big advantage over the teams. They don't have that view, you see. But anybody with another PlayStation could join as another user and have that view. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Little. I think my job for today is just to hold place, do what I'm doing, run as regular, consistent laps as I possibly can, not let that gap get much smaller. Try and keep it. We haven't got a pit stop. See that I think the factor that is out there is that a reset at any point brings the field like a safety car all back together. You know, as long as we record the position on track correctly, I think safety cars, which is what we're trying to emulate with the reset, would just reset the track where you are. We're not going to be able to measure the time, so unless you're a lap up, you're not really going to be able to measure that effectively, because with a yellow flag or a rolling yellow flag or a safety car, the situation is always going to be the same. Unlucky JB. There's one of the GR3 cars going to the pit. So that's Red Desmo. He's just manhandling a tricky to drive car because he is new to that. He's new to the rig. He's new to the setup. He's in a different environment. I know it's all tricky stuff. And I just have to take my hat off to everybody who's doing this and taking themselves out of their comfort of their environment, their setup, and trying to drive quickly on a rig that's alien to them. I've got the biggest advantage of being in my home, and Fat Man's got the same advantage, and Big Popper's got the same advantage. And whoever's racing whoever on their own rig, it feels right and it feels good. See that? Look, I lost 3 seconds there to 420. They've just dropped from a 43 down to a 41. So I only ran a second slower, and they must have put in a semi-decent lap as well just to close that gap. Yeah, so where they ran a second more, I ran a second less, and that turns into a 2-second gain. That's alright, they're doing well. And they ran longer, so I think Big Popper ran the longest on fuel. Are they close, those two? Right. But enough to keep a hot poker on the tail of 420. Yeah. And they'll be just tipping past the 50% fuel point as well, so they'll be getting quicker as well. Oh, you can see that on that screen, can't you? Yeah. We've dropped into the 30s on fuel now. I don't want to talk about my driving performance without tempting fate. But I'm really liking the feel of the brake pedal. I'd have never have thought to go this firm. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So Nathan's just said your braking looks really good. It feels really good under the foot now. I'm getting used to it. My left foot is just hovering over the brake pedal, and it really is just like pressing a flat piece of metal. It feels like I'm just pressing a block. It doesn't feel like it's moving at all, really. 25.5, so I'm just letting a second slip a lap. Extremely short travel, extremely short. I think that is definitely Seb driving, so for the first time they're into the 39s. I've got to get a chivvy on, but I'm not going to feel too much pressure. I'm just going to attempt to my trailing off is super smooth. Yeah, it's where I want it to be. I know this car reacts negatively to really jerky moves. So if you can keep it all smooth and the inputs as well as braking and throttle in a smooth, consistent action. Oh, as he rolls through there in third. I probably should have gone to second just to slow the car up that little bit more. Nine laps remaining, so 8 more for me. could have got on the gas a lot earlier there.
Team doing the driver swap next week.
Excellent, thank you.
Swapping in knife drink.
No problem, thank you. Is that your first swap?
Yeah, I did.
Excellent, no problem, thank you. So, just relaying that to you. Wheeling for Wheels is Wheeling for Wishes is just about to do their first pit stop. They did a double. It's not first pit stop. Their first driver swap. Knife is dropping in to take over the driving, and we will we'll pick up on then as we go. I want to get back into the 24s and stop eroding time. So Wheeling for Wishes is into the pit on 4% of fuel. And it feels like night time is on its way. We're approaching the first weather window, the first weather change. It looks like the sky is clearing up for me. It looks like we're going to be into that world of an evening where the track temperature is going to soar. We're going to go into a cloudless evening, I would think. Something different to what's going on at Le Mans, the real race, but it looks like it could be a cold night. Track temperature's going to drop away, and the soft tyres are really going to start to come into their own at night rather than on hards, but I can't imagine we'd ever want to go to hards. There's back down to 24.2. Still eroding time, which is not brilliant. But what that says is the guys in 420 are absolutely piling on the pressure. So Nathan's going to try a short pedal tomorrow. Yeah, just keep cranking that pedal. Just keep making it shorter and shorter and shorter until it's too short, and then make it shorter a bit more. That's what we did with Sam earlier. I was just turning the dial, turning the dial, turning the dial, and he'd get more. I'd stop and go, well, I've run out, and he says more. And I found more. And really easy to adjust, actually, but it's just knowing, just keep going, and then a little bit more. Let's see if I can improve into this corner here. That felt better. Whether it's going to still 1.45. I lost 1.2 seconds down there. That's the speed coming through Tetra Rouge, just turning onto Mulsanne. That's where I'm losing the pace. I'm probably not short shifting. We've got two cars ahead of us again. Looks like they're coming together. They're having a bit of a race. I was sort of chasing down Fat Man. EDF squad was watching from inside the lobby. Everybody's welcome to do that. Yeah, it looks like we're back round on the GR3s again. Bit wide there, might pick up a penalty. So this looks like smoking. It is, it's Smoky Pancake. Thank you for leaving so much room, you gentlemen. Thank you.
Monkey's trying to do.
Smoky. We need to discuss how we're going to get these headphone pads changed over, Sam, so they're a bit more comfortable. So I'm going to make the other headphones work for this viewpoint. I hope. And then change the headphones over. And I'll give you these back. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't think I'll be able to change them in the pit stop. I think it's going to be a little bit more technical. Technically, we should probably have to have the car stationary whilst I'm modifying equipment, aren't I? What we'll do is we'll just change headphones at the pit stop and then change headphones back at the next pit stop. That would be the way to do it, but if we can do it down the straight, that would be fine. You haven't found these uncomfortable? Okay, okay. I do. I find them, they squeeze my ears. I've got big ears though, haven't I? So what I could do is just change ears whilst I'm going down the straight. That might actually help tremendously. So if I do this and then that, oh, there's freedom for my ear. I'm actually slightly deaf in the other ear as well, so that's probably why I favour that ear. So we're down to 35 seconds. Oopa chupa, get a move on, Widow. Running 25s again. Yeah, 7 laps to go. Wonder who that is in front. Actually feels like this session is flying past, absolutely screaming. Genuinely feels like an hour-long race on a Tuesday night. Those hour-long races just don't feel like anything now. It's Fat Man. Yeah. I can feel it, you know. You can feel it coming through those corners. That's unbelievable. Going to the left. Oy, yeah. Sorry, BB's team. No. Go and get a fill up, Sam, before your session. Thank you, Fat Man. So, Sam's just gone to get food. I've got 6 more laps to do. We're just 34 seconds ahead of Team 420. They really have put the pressure on me to keep the pace up. They're coming, they're relentless. They're not at all backing away. They've taken 26 seconds out of me over the best part of 20 laps. So they're about 1.5 seconds quicker than me on average. My job is to make sure we get to the pit stop in the lead. and then I know those guys run longer, so they will run longer than we do, and then it's down to Sam to catch them up, go past them when they're in the pits, and just add that time back on. But any advantage I can give Sam back at the end of the lap is going to help his position and our cause tremendously. Just need to keep doing what we're doing as the sun starts to dip in the sky. I did say that I felt it was going to be a clear night. But is that hazy skies I can see? The weather is about to change. The track seems to have a shine on it. A bit of a gloss. My worst fear is the rain. The rain will make this absolutely atrocious to drive on. My tyres just starting to look worn. Back up to 34 seconds. Something happened there behind me. Oh, I can smell that dinner. Oh my lord. Am I hungry? I just hope there's some left when I get there. He's down there now, tucking in. I've just dropped into the regular 25s. I need to get my finger out and just get back into the 24s. Back in, twitching and tweeping. Subscriber, new subscriber KH, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel, and hope you enjoy what you see. If you pick up that black PlayStation controller, JB, you can scroll through using the up and down arrows the other teams, and you can have a look at their lap times and where they are, give yourself a bit of an insight into where the drivers are. Is it?
Yeah.
Coming through the start finish line? Or red is? Yeah. Oh, we've just slid off the track there under power. That was a shocker. Wheeling for Wishes, just going to give them a bit of room. Absolutely scootling away down the straight. 4 more laps to go. 16 minutes of food consumption for Sam. Less than 20% of fuel left. Less than 20% of my stint. Four laps, yeah.
Huh?
You just did. Every microphone in this room's active. Don't forget that. I genuinely don't think you can reach the back end of the pedal.
That's how we, baby.
Yeah, good mate, you. You're saying that in 8 hours time.
Yeah, I know.
It's getting up and being able to stretch your legs, which is the different thing. Taking yourself out of the driving position for just half an hour is enough to just freshen you up and give you that next point to carry on. We're just going past another GR3 who's going to the pits, probably for damage, maybe another pit stop, I don't know. Oh, they were on 0 fuel. That was BB. Is that the end of BB's stint?
No, I forgot the pit.
He's going for another stint.
Run out of fuel for half a lap.
Yeah.
Nice.
How are our lap times looking? Are they pretty even with what's on the screen? Real life laps? No, you can't, because it's an in-car.